Welcome to the Daily Octane. It is Thursday. It is May 8th, I believe. Yes, it is. It is Thursday, May 8th. And guess what? We have a new Pope. Pope Leo XIV. The Conclave voted. They picked Pope, well, his original name, Robert Francis Prevost. We have our first American Pope. He is born in Chicago, U.S. citizen. Spent 22 years, I believe, in Peru, where he's been doing work down there. He is also very, very vocal, and we'll get to that in just a couple of moments here. Little bit of background on me. I was raised Catholic. I was first communion, or baptized first communion, went through confirmation classes in my late teens, and that is the time that I decided to walk away from the church. Decided around the age of 17, I believe it was, 16, 17, somewhere in there, that I did not believe in God anymore. Now, that obviously can present an opportunity for a lot of ire from people. I will say very briefly on this subject, and then we're going to move on, that I believe that you and everybody else can believe whatever you want. You do not have to believe what I believe. I do not think less of you, more of you, or indifferently of you, depending on your belief structure. My only concern when it comes to belief in a higher being under any form of religion is that nobody, you included, should be forcing your beliefs onto other people. Nor should you force people in this world to do things, act in ways, or restrict them from things based on your belief structure, regardless of whether or not you think their behaviors are wrong, right? Laws are laws, ideas are ideas. You do not get to dictate to other people what they do. Pass a law, that's fine. But there's a lot, and especially in today's modern politics, there's a lot of virtue signaling that goes on from the right, in which they make demands on the lifestyle and choices of other people. And that is absolutely inappropriate. So anyway, let's get to the news that we got here. So pulling up, this is on the New York Times. Here it is. Robert Francis Prevost, first American Pope. You can see the pictures here. This is in the Vatican. And there are a lot of people there for his first speech as Pope. Here's an image of him up there. You can get, there's a little video in here, which I think is nice as well. You can see here that he is younger looking. I believe he's 69 years old, but he looks like he is in very good physical health. He looks younger than 69, obviously able to move freely. The smile is worth $1 million. Again, I normally don't really care too much about who the Pope is or anything like that, but this one is very, very specific, and I'm going to tell you why. He happens to be American, like we talked about, but he also happens to be on Twitter, X, if you will, nonsense. But he's got, he reposted right here. This is reposted by him, talking about Trump and the leader of El Salvador, and the illegal deportation of U.S. residents. He is very clearly, there's another really good moment right here, where he is getting into going after J.D. Vance. He says that J.D. Vance is wrong. Jesus doesn't ask us to rank our love for others. So we have an American Pope who is very, very comfortable speaking out against things that President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance are doing. Another really important thing here. He chose the name Leo. There was a Pope Leo. This is Pope Leo I, a.k.a. Leo the Great. He was the first Pope to be called the Great. And more importantly here, he's best known as being a peacekeeper. He met with Attilla the Hun in 452 and persuaded him to turn back from his invasion of Italy. Fascinating. He's also known as a doctor of the church. Robert Prevost, the new Pope Leo, also a doctor. So fascinating stuff. Yeah, we are going to see, I believe, some very interesting movements that are going to go on. I don't believe, personally, I do not believe that this is an indication by any stretch of the imagination that the Vatican and the powers that be in that conclave think highly of what Donald Trump is doing. They also may very well be upset about something that happened too long ago when Donald Trump posted this. He posted this image. You may or may not have seen it. He posted this image on his Truth Social, his social media platform that he created not too long ago when he was kicked off of all other social media platforms. And he posted this. This was 5 days ago. 5/2, May 2nd. I guess 6 days ago now. Oh, yeah, because I posted about it the next day. An AI image of Trump as the Pope. This was also, I may want to add, you can't tell with it here, but that was also reposted by the official White House social media account on both Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's appalling. Here, look at it again. You can't really look at this enough. It's appalling behavior. On the same day, Lindsey Graham, sycophant of the Senate, Mr. Mickey Mouse himself, had the gall to say in an interview, I believe it was on Fox News, had the gall to say in an interview that he hopes the conclave would put honest consideration into choosing Donald Trump to be the next pope. I mean, just ridiculous. So anyway, we had the conclave's decision at this time, after it's been said by many people for decades that we'll never see an American pope. And here we are. An American pope who's been very critical of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and his authoritarian behavior. A pope who can very easily and eloquently, because it is his first language, speak English to American people. It's very easy for an American Christian, Catholic, supportive of Donald Trump, to hear things that Pope Francis said before he passed in his native tongue, and for them to kind of dismiss it. I think we do it all the time. I even have a hard time watching anime with Japanese language and reading subtitles. It's so much easier for it to land with me if I can hear it in the English language. And now we're going to have a pope that can talk to the world and very specifically to the American people in our native tongue. It's going to be powerful. We have a pope who named himself after this guy, Leo the Great, who fancied himself a peacekeeper in a time where Donald Trump is putting the whole world on edge. A man who's arguably delusional, possibly in early states of, or even mid states of dementia, who has nuclear codes. Now, hopefully this Pope, being American, will reach out to Donald Trump and maybe they can have a productive meeting. That's my hope. That's my hope. So we'll see what happens. That's all I got for you today. We got some Trump tariff nonsense. I'm not going to talk about this yet because I'm going to let this one settle for a couple days. I have an idea. No, I changed my mind. We're going to talk about something right now. Something hit me the other day, and you may have had the same thought as well. And for this instance, I don't care if you voted for the man or not. I don't care if you hate Donald Trump or not. I don't care if you love him. It doesn't really matter to me. I want to paint a scenario for you. But I want to be very clear because sometimes my videos get seen by 10 people and sometimes my videos get seen by thousands. So on the off chance that this makes its way up the chain and people see this all over the place, I want to be very clear up front. I am not saying that this is what is happening. I am not making any accusations. I'm not making any veiled threats. I'm simply acknowledging some coincidences that could portend that something nefarious is happening in the White House. If somebody, and I'm not saying Donald Trump, I'm saying if somebody had the propensity for being selfish and motivated by financial gain and power, and if this person who was motivated by financial gain and power found himself in the White House and then found himself in trouble afterward for things that he did in the White House, but then during that process got a decision from the Supreme Court that says that he's essentially untouchable and without any legal ramifications while he's in the White House, with the exception of he's still able to be impeached and removed from office by Congress. And if this person, who now has a get out of jail free card and carte blanche capabilities to do whatever they want in a White House, who is motivated by financial greed as well as the desire for power, if that person found himself in the White House again, and coming from a business background, very comfortable with quid pro quos, who is also a real estate mogul, who also wants to build hotels and casinos all over the world in countries that do not think highly of him, if that person with nefarious intent decided that a smart thing to do would be to apply tariffs on countries all over the world. Think of something like China. China makes a boatload of money, a ridiculous amounts of money, in the near trillion of dollars, exporting their goods. They're very cheaply made, low-cost labor goods on huge container ships, and they flood our marketplace, our retail marketplaces with their goods. They make money hand over fist from U.S. consumers. And now Trump, or this person, I didn't say Trump, back off, no Trump. This person with nefarious intent puts 150, 200% tariff on Chinese goods. But then here's the hook. Then that person says to China, hey, I can make these tariffs go away. What would you think about having a new hotel casino in the middle of Shanghai or Hong Kong or both or Beijing? What if we can grease the wheels and get rid of some limitations on building, or possibly pass through some permits quicker? Maybe give me some tax incentives. I can make these tariffs go away. I'm just saying, if I was a person with bad intentions, thinking outside the box, in an unusual circumstance in which the executive of the United States government has the freedom to do whatever they want, even outside the law, knowing they only have a few more years in office, maybe finds a way to enrich themselves. It's just a thought. Just a thought. I'm not even gonna categorize this video into that. This is about the Pope. It was just a quick thought. It's been percolating in my brain for a couple of days, so I just figured I'd bring it up here. So, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below on a couple different things. I want to know your thoughts on the Pope. Do you think the Pope's going to be a thorn in the side of Donald Trump and JD Vance, or do you think he's going to capitulate? And then also, what about these tariffs? It was just an idea I had. I might have been slightly enhanced the other night and having some thoughts. So, also, I have been up to my neck in Andor. If you are not watching Andor in this time, in this place, with this political atmosphere, if you are not a Star Wars fan and watching Andor, you are doing yourself a disservice. Go watch that shit right now. So anyway, like the video, subscribe to my channel if you could for me. As I've told you before, I'm trying to build an audience. I think this is something I have a little bit of a knack for, and I enjoy talking off the cuff and coming out and giving my thoughts on events of the days. And normally I try to talk to our conservative friends and try to find common ground. Today is not a day about that. This is a very clear threat to the Trump presidency with this choice of the Pope. So I want to be very honest about how I felt about this one. So once again, like and subscribe. Share the video if you can. Tell your friends and family about him. If you got people in your family that might benefit from a little bit more of a nuanced approach to political speech and how to maybe meet in the middle a little bit, share my video. Thanks for watching the Daily Octane. I'm Christopher Hess. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Actually, I'm traveling tomorrow too, so I'm going to do a video on the road. I will catch you guys in the next time. Thank you very much.